Something about you is different. Some kind of energy's messing with all the chemicals in my brain. Feel the temperature rising. That look in your eyes paralyzing. Forever you'll never leave in my face. Heart is racing here now. Never wanna wait out. I want you right up to the end. Oh, you know what I'm feeling, even if it doesn't make sense. You don't have to guess. No, you're a mind reader. Something about you is different. Some kind of energy's messing with all the chemicals in my brain. Feel the temperature rising. That look in your eyes paralyzing. Forever you'll never leave in my veins. Heart is racing here now. Never wanna wait out. I want you right up to the end. Oh, you know what I'm feeling, even if it doesn't make sense. You don't have to guess. No, you're a mind reader. Mind reader.
What's up, everybody? Back with another video. Hope everybody's doing well and swell. 1 second. On this Thursday, what's good, Fakest Mike, and whoever else is up on here. Just wanted to do a live stream real quick. Obviously a lot of stuff going on as usual. Never a dull day, but a lot of the talk past since yesterday, and today is a Trump speech, and this has been going around, and I mean, it is just, at this point, it's just hold on for dear life, because that's what it feels like, just an out of control train, and so many people are talking about this. As Trump became president, I've been involved with more of those, that type of people involved, meaning going back and forth, sharing information. Some people get it, the other ones, are just totally gone. But it's baffling, man, the people that are falling for it. And it's good to see the other people that aren't falling for it. They're like, hey, wait a minute, what is all this? And this was on the man. It's got just people, the Democrats, and look at them, and the Republicans, and this and that, and then they ask escort the one guy, they escort the one guy out, right? Now, Donald Trump says his speech, right? He does his speech, and then he says, we are bringing censorship back, blah, blah, blah. And then 2 seconds later, on cue, the guy is literally talking, and, they call the sergeant at arms, and the guy keeps talking, and they call the sergeant at arms to remove him. And, they come up and, they get him out of there, and then they're cheering and they're clapping. And, I've been bringing that up to people in those realms, and they still explain the shit away. It's just mind blowing, man. It's like, well, there's decorum in these in these whatever it was. There's decorum, and there's a time to speak and a time not to speak. I say, yes. They literally have an excuse for every single goddamn thing. It's just truly mind blowing, right? And they can't see that whole spiel, that whole reality show that they put on the other day was all made for them. It wasn't made for Democrats. It wasn't made for Republicans. It wasn't made for the government. It was made for you to buy it. It's good. Rap samples, cuts, Mexican righteous. It is, right? It's sickening, man. It's sickening. And, these people, and a lot of these people are good people, People like a lot of people that I know, they're just caught up in the Donald Trump, and it's like, oh, I hope he does this. Oh, yeah, I don't. I'm like, guys. I know it's me telling you this, but you got to see the writing on the wall. Like, can't you see this don't make sense? I mean, literally, how you talk about free speech, and then right after that, you literally take a guy out with the sergeant at arms. You call the sergeant of arms to get them up out of there, flexing power. And that just was a subconscious programming of what's to come. If you don't like his policies, you're going to be removed from society. All right? It was, man. It was rap samples. It was, man. It was a heavy spell. It was wild what they did. They totally manipulated people. And then they had the black and white sign. Now a lot of these people, they don't understand magic, sorcery. They don't understand these signs, why they're in black and white. Why aren't they in red? Why are they in black and white? Why aren't they in blue? These are Democrats, right? Why are they black and white? Because they're controlling you. And I said to some people, I said, does this make sense? Where the fuck they get the signs from? Where they get the signs from? One, okay, they already have printed signs ready to go. So they were told by whoever was choreographing this shit to use those signs, put them up at certain times. There probably was some kind of prompt in the front of the room, the light going off, raise your sign, everybody. It's all, this is just, it's mind blowing, but that's what 30 years of reality TV does, to people. They can't decipher reality TV. Okay? They can't decipher that. When they see this, it doesn't ring a bell like, who the fuck made those signs? How did they know to come bring these signs? How did they know, Musk, what is it? Musk lies, and what are the other ones? Musk lies, Musk steals, right? Musk steals, right? Why do we got to say Musk steals, right? Trump, whatever, Trump lies or whatever, lies, Then the Democrats, they wouldn't stand. You know, they pull on your heartstrings. They bring these guys out. You know, they do all this other stuff. They had your little gender people up there. It's like, they're not doing this for them. They're doing this for fucking television, man. Just like Zelensky. That was a war commercial, guy. They literally set up the war for you right in front of you. It's going to involve Ukraine. All right? The United States is going to be in a war, and it has to have something to do with Ukraine. They pitched a giant war commercial. Now, if it's against Zelensky, it's okay. Americans going to get right behind it. They're going to get right behind it. You know? Exactly, Mexican Righteous. Why would everybody have the same sign? Think about that. Don't they got a mind of their own? Oh, they're standing together. That's what they'll say. The Democrats standing together. They all got the same signs. You know? And then just the demeanor of like the people sitting behind Trump, and like it literally is they're playing your. When I look at it, it's like, man, this is an insult on intelligence, man. Like they really see and know that the American people have a brain of a junior high school teenager. You know, bullying. I mean, literally, they're openly bullying. Okay, just stupid, childish shit. Right? No one in their right mind. These Democrats are human beings. Okay, they didn't stand not because they're making a stand. They're told to make it look fucked up. They're told to make it look ridiculous, make it look radical. All right. I mean, this stuff is so blatantly obvious, and the Trump supporters still they want this savior, you know, not realizing they're their own savior. You know, realize your neighbor is your savior, not your conservative Republican, you know, Trump supporting neighbor. No. When I was growing up, it wasn't nobody running around talking about I'm a Democrat and I'm a Republican. Yeah, it wasn't none of that shit. I'm a liberal. I'm a conservative, you know. People didn't even pay attention to politics. They ain't give a fuck about no politics. You know? Trump weave game and got the biggest social media company. Oh my God. I mean, God. To not see obvious is pretty crazy, man. You know, the Greenland talks, everything, the tariffs, you know, prices are going to go through the roof. Okay. I still think that there's going to be a boom in the economy at some point. Okay. Because they got to, you know, make it look good, you know, because right now, like, they're blowing a lot of smoke by saying and doing, and people are digging into it and finding out. You know, they come out, they dangle the carrot of the Epstein, and they don't really show anything or do anything. So a lot of Trump supporters are like, man, come on, man, seriously? They're upset about that. They're like, what is this game, you know? Then there's this FBI shit, another thing that they're questioning. It's like, you know, Trump is not going to be, I mean, a lot of us, we know the plot. And a lot of this I'm talking about because I'm sharing this to these groups and these platforms. So I'm not really talking to my YouTube peoples. Y'all already know what the fuck time it is, you know? I'm talking about the people that still have some kind of sense left, you know? But it's, and at the same time, you know, the Democrats, people, the left, the liberals, they're just the same, falling for the same shit. Oh, look at this, is so wrong. These people are so evil, you know? These people are so evil. Look what they're doing. This is pure evil. Oh, my God. You know, both sides calling each other evil. calling Trump Satan, the other side, the fucking whole house of Satan, right? You got the leader Satan, and then you got the whole left house Satan. But I tell you what, that motherfucking RFK, that motherfucker is I always tell y'all, that's a spooky looking motherfucker right there. If it looks like a snake, sounds like a snake, it's probably a fucking snake. That guy gives me the creeps. Okay? That guy gives me the creeps. That motherfucker being a nightmare. That's a scary looking motherfucker right there. Okay? This guy definitely has the look of, I don't have the best interest of you on my fucking mind. That motherfucker is scary. I cannot listen to that motherfucker speak. I feel like I can't breathe. When he's talking, I can't breathe. You know? I mean, it's hard to fucking watch that shit. I mean, it's wild, man. It is wild. You know, this stuff is just simply mind-numbing, mind-blowing. And these people are falling for it. And then the Elon Musk shit is even 100 times even worse, like literally. You know? Trump's, well, I don't like big government, I just want good government, I think Trump could do it, but he's got a fucking billionaire, and he's always introducing billionaires, his friends, and all this other stuff. They're telling you corporations are gonna own and control it all. They already do, but I'm keeping it on a level where you can understand it, not you guys, but no, he don't look human. That motherfucker looks spooky as fuck. That's a scary looking motherfucker, man. But this stuff is just to see people, and I entertain it because that's the where where I'm going to, like, drop the breadcrumbs, over in those areas, but because that's all they talk about. Scrolls through my feeds, and I just call all the bullshit when I see it. But yeah, they don't even question, when they see this. First thing I said, where the fuck they get the signs from? That tell people, like, look, this is obviously, it was already predetermined, pre-rehearsed, because they created signs for who? For what? What do they need signs for when they could just, they didn't want to talk out loud? Man, these are the people they work along with every fucking day. They probably will, argue and shit. They're all sitting in the same. If this shit was real and these motherfuckers really felt some type of way, these bitches would be fighting. Fuck what y'all talking about. These motherfuckers would be fighting. These motherfuckers would be fighting in the fucking place. Okay, they really need a sergeant arm. They'd have to call the fucking DC police to break that shit up. All right. They're structurally civilized. Ain't nobody arguing, bickering, and all this other shit. If they really believed in the shit that they were talking about and saying, if this was a real government, these motherfuckers, they would have to have two. It would be just how they did the fucking Capitol riot shit. Okay, it would be just like that, bitch. Y'all in one side of the house in this special building, and these motherfuckers over here. We're gonna have that shit on TV because y'all gonna beat each other's ass, okay? That's what really would happen, because we done seen it. Real governments, them motherfuckers scrapping, fighting, doing all kinds of shit, beating each other, man, them get going at it. They really mad. Hold on 1 second, guys. Let me put my disclaimer up. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Let me put my disclaimer up real quick. about that. So, I mean, this shit is just guys. It's really insane. I know y'all seeing it too. I mean, I told you the Trumpers, the trumpets, as I like to call it, are worse than the liberals. And when I saw that speech and I saw what they were doing and how they were doing it, like this is some George Orwell 1984 shit right here. Like hands down, George Orwell. You know, you look at how they're trying to do the landmass over here. You already know the BRICS nations are ready to go. The Belt and Road is ready to go. Okay. A lot of people, I mean, Trump doesn't even talk about the Belt and Road, but he's heavily vested in the Belt and Road, along with forming the union on the lands of America. Okay. That's what they're just hush on. And by them being hush on those things right there, that lets you know that's they don't want you to know that. They don't want to know that there is no American future. Like they don't want you to know. Like anybody can just research it. There ain't no fucking American future as we see it right now, as the way this is running. This is over. It's finished. It's done. We got to realize that. Okay. You got to, whatever you're doing, you got to be ran as long as they let it run. It's not up to you. It's when they switch the switch, because they're going to do it. They have to do it. The BRICS nations, think about it. You got the Ukraine war, whatever the hell they call it a war, but you got the BRICS nations. They're waiting for the collapse, whether it's all done together, whatever. They're waiting for the shit of the United States to fall, the control to fall. All right. However they script that, that's all that system's waiting on. And all these people, Musk is ridiculously invested in the Belt and Road, right? He's ridiculously invested because why? He's a corporation. Why? He makes EVs. Why? SpaceX, all this other stuff. You know, I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, it's probably not him. You know, he's just the face of it. But, you know, I mean, it just got to look at the billionaires and almost in the the people you don't see. What are they invested in? You know, that's what people don't research. They don't look into. They worried about boys in bathrooms and gender and schools and board meetings and all that other stupid shit. Like, it's unbelievable, you know? And shout out to the person that got what I was saying about the fucking board meetings, right? I was telling this one dude about the board meetings. I'm like, okay, look at the board meeting, all right? Did you see what they said at the end? All in favor, you know, say aye, right? Is there any objections? You see? And then you look at some board meeting, you know, council, whatever they have these meetings for, you go talk for 3 minutes and your voice never get heard. They ask, you know, all in favor, da-da-da. Any objections? They rarely, when I had the video of them saying any objections, I was shocked that they even said any objections, because they'll never say that, because a lot of people, I object, and then, you know, okay, we'll mark it, the objection. But no, man, it don't work like that. But most of the time, all in favor, da-da-da, yay, nay. Every of one of these motherfuckers has an attorney there. There's always an attorney there, in case magically at some point somebody objects with an affidavit, a formal objection. Okay, that uproots the whole entire meeting. Okay, because now they have to look at the affidavit of objection, right? The formal affidavit of objection. Then they have to revert to law. Okay, and then they have to realize that, okay, well, we can't do that shit, so we're going to twist it up, jungle it up, and we'll come back to the drawing board and we'll present this and see if we get any objections. You see? And the one person I told that, they got it because they always go to these fucking things. And I'm like, why go to these things? You know, like, for what? You get 3 minutes to not make a fucking sound because they don't care what you're saying up there. So they always just go and nothing gets done, nothing changes, is because U.S. citizens don't realize that there's a government here where your voice does not matter at all. Everything you do is on paper. Their rulership is on paper. I mean, what protects us against the fucking government? The Constitution and the state constitution and the laws therein. Okay? So our mouth don't protect us. Think about it. When has anybody's mouth ever saved their ass with these people? Never. Never going to work in a million years, you know? No matter what you say, okay, you're going to go buy a car. Okay, go buy a car with your mouth. All right, I want that car, you know. This, I mean, if you're dealing with the system, yeah, you know, you gotta, you know, I mean, you go to private, look, I want to buy that car. You still got to deal with, no, scratch that, because you still got to deal with paper contract, because the Federal Reserve notes are contracts. There's signatures on it, okay? It is a contract, you know. You promise to pay immediately, you know, with that, you know, dollar bills, that whatever amount they're talking, you know. So, you know, it is what it is. But, you know, that should show people that everything we do is not spoken. You know, your voice don't matter. Okay, that's why they always push, let your voice be heard. You know, they know it ain't gonna be heard. So, you know, just people gotta understand, man. You know, this is, you know, this is the people challenge them. Then they would have to reverse. You know, it's what it's called. What is it called? It's called redress your grievance. All right. You got redress and address. You got redress and address. You could redress something and you could address something, you know? So, and that's what people don't know. They don't understand. Meanwhile, they see Trump signing executive orders. Y'all know what that means, right? I mean, do y'all know what, people don't even understand what him signing an executive order means. You know, he ain't talking. He's talking. Everything he's talking ain't what he's putting in an executive order. You know, that's another thing. Like, people could just look at what the fuck comes out of these people's trap hole and then look what the actual legal, lawful understanding is. And you realize, man, this looks like they eroded some of our fucking freedoms away. What is this shit? So, you know, it's just people got to know and understand, man. You know? And again, this is where a lot of things is went wrong. This is why we are in the position we are in, is because of this right here, because of our ignorance of the law, which unfortunately there's no excuse for it. You know? And there's a reason why they never taught this in school at all. One of the most important things in our life, they just never taught us. You know? Never taught us. Never even touched on it. Never even one thing about law, you know? Not one thing at all. Zero. Nada. You know? Which is crazy. You know, they never taught a student what a student was, what a pupil was, what attendance meant. They never taught us anything. Nothing at all. You know, they never taught us what everything. They never taught us anything. Nothing. It's crazy, man. And then when you get older, you realize why they never taught us this stuff, because they were going to use that to control us. And that's what they really use to control us, guys. It's that simple. They use the laws. You know, everybody's complaining about everything, but they just use laws to do it. You know, there was a time where you didn't have a title for your car, right? Where you actually registered your car. didn't mean what it means today. You know, it's crazy, man. There was a time where you could do a lot of different things that you can't do now. You know, people say, "Oh, you know, the freest nation on earth." No, we used to be the freest nation. Look around. You know, you got fire officials that have the you got fire officials that have the authority of a goddamn, well, you know, not true authority, but they give them the same authority as the police. You know, people didn't even know a firefighter can actually arrest your ass. You know, that's crazy. A firefighter could arrest you. You know, that's some wild shit, guys. That's crazy. Firefighters used to be the people you can call that help you out, shit like that. Now they're the people that can fucking arrest you. Guess who else can arrest you? Oh, you can go, you know, remember, you know, Health and Human Services. They used to be for, you know, you. Now them motherfuckers can come arrest you. You know, they'll just say, yeah, he needs to be arrested. You know, they'll take you to some kind of fucking cuckoo jail. I mean, this guys, man, it's serious. Yeah, right, exactly. Now, and that's another crazy thing. Because we let them do this shit. At the end of the day, it's our fault. You know, I come up on here harping and complaining and shit because I just want to wake a bitch up. But I keep it all the way real. It's our fucking fault. It ain't nobody's fault but ourselves, and the government ain't doing shit to us. I've changed my position on the motherfucking government. They ain't doing shit to us. Okay? They're not doing nothing to us. You know, the corporations are doing shit to us. You know, what they got and you know, what they let these corporations get away with are the ones controlling us. I mean, not controlling us, but, you know, causing fucking harm to us. And that's if you let them, you know. It's simple. Government ain't really doing shit to us, you know. We are free and we ain't free at the same time. You know, I say we ain't free to let y'all know, as a majority, we ain't free. But in the reality, when you understand what's going on, you know, we are free. All right. It's just not, what's the word I want to use? It's just not, your freedom isn't self-executing. I mean, your freedom isn't automatic. Okay. You got to execute your own freedoms. All right. It just is what it is. It is a free society, but you know, I got to sit here. Shouldn't have to sit here and read the quote again. You know, because I told you I changed my position. You know, the government ain't doing shit to us. And remember, guys, Donald Trump and the shit you see on TV is not the motherfucking government. Okay, he ain't the government. Tell you right up there, he's the president. Okay, and they're talking about democracy and all this other shit. That's if you believe that, that's what y'all believe in. I know what government is, and I know what the republic is, and I know what freedom looks like, and I know what rights truly are. All right, it's a big difference, you know. And I get to the point where it's sad, but it is what it is, you know. It's sad, but it is what it is, and honestly, at this point in 2025, with all this information out here, you know, you even got fucking AI. There's really no excuse, okay? And that'll lead me into the AI part. There really is no fucking excuse for fucking ignorance at this point, you know? It's just willful. That's why they do whatever the fuck they want to do, you know? Which, when people come tell me about what's going on in school, I don't give a fuck. It's their schools. I don't care. You got your kids in there. You're on you. You know, I don't give a fuck. Oh, you don't think it's wrong? No, it's their school. I don't give a fuck. Now, if somebody just openly hurts somebody, it's different. But when you opening yourself up and you putting your children in harm's way, then that's on you. You know, you can't tell me that that's wrong when I knew this shit a long time ago, and I went through fucked up. I went through hell to get my kids up out of them motherfucking schools. Okay. Oh, you don't think what happened during COVID was? No, I don't give a fuck because this shit didn't affect me. Y'all let that shit affect. It ain't affect me. Yeah, I was denied to some places here and there, and but that shit wasn't a part of my reality. It wasn't a part of my reality. Y'all seen it. I was all over the place. Those that been rocking out with me, there was no COVID, man. I got kids that don't got no COVID memory. They remember what happened to other people, but not them. They got great memories for their family and generations to come. They got good ass memories of that shit. But it's some of the best times of our life. People say, "Oh, we don't remember that." No, I don't. That wasn't me. Y'all was locked down, not me. I wasn't locked down. I was showing y'all the motherfucking hospitals were fucking empty. I was showing y'all this motherfucking Muppet talking tangerine coming out with a goddamn piece of equipment that's been around for fucking ever, telling you it's some new technology and this shit and that. And here I got correspondence with the fucking company. Okay? Telling me that they got the green light before they got the EAU. Like they already had the green light. And they were just waiting on the shit to tell you if you got it or not, which is some made up fucking bullshit. I was the one up here telling y'all about when Muppet Trump coming out telling you about hydrochloroquine and all this other shit. And I came out here and told y'all, no, man, he's talking about chenoa bark. Oh, the natural form. Oh shit, they've been treating malaria for how long? Let me get on Amazon. I bought everything that was available. Okay, everything that was available. Ironically, after that, it became popular. It became popular. Chenoa bark, or they even call it chenoa bark, or they even call it, out of all things, Jesuit bark. Believe that? They call it Jesuit bark. Go Google Jesuit bark and buy that shit. Go Google Jesuit bark, which is chenoa bark. All right, and buy that shit. And if you're feeling kind of sick, okay, make some fucking tea, and voila. Remember I shared to y'all the Chinese formula on why them motherfuckers ain't getting nothing wrong with these people over there? All right, I gave you the natural formula. It got deleted, but I gave it to y'all. I emailed it to couple people. I bought every single thing that's on there. Okay. So, I'm just saying, guys, gotta understand, man. It's your own fault. A lot of this shit is your own fault. And what's happening is it's going to be our own fault because we can't see it as a people. We just say, yeah, go on talking tangerine. Yeah. When this shit's been a clear fucking agenda. And it can't be more obvious when a motherfucker holding up fucking church signs. Church fans with messages on them and shit. Ping pong table. Like that's what it looks like. Looks like a fucking ping pong paddle because they're playing a game with you. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. In black and white, programming, telling you, basically being fucking hypnotized. I mean, how much shit did you need? Exactly. You know how much fun I was having? There was zero traffic. Man, shit. I'm driving I'm to the busiest fucking places, that normally be full of traffic. No one in sight. I done drove through. Man, I never seen I-4 in Florida wide open. Nothing. I'm talking, we drove by Disney Universal to see it was closed. It was unbelievable. Like we was sightseeing it like a fucking breakdown, like a fucking dystopian movie going checking out. So I got videos. I just never even uploaded them. Where we walked through where the hell did we walk through? Somewhere over by Universal. It was just a ghost town. It was freaky shit, man. To see something that's always busy. You know, New York City, just butt naked, empty, man. You know, it's crazy, man. You know, everybody talking, oh, we're locked down, you know. Man, please. That was a universe. That was their, okay, ritual to where your ass better get it or you gonna reap, you know, the fucking, you're gonna feel the repercussions of that shit. And that's what they did, because they took their system away from you, man. They took, if you look at it, they took their entire system away from you. And most people fucking failed that test. Okay? Because one, your ass was removed from your ass was put with your family. Because you couldn't go to work, you couldn't go to school, and you was told to stay the fuck home. You couldn't go play in the playground, you couldn't go to anywhere fun, you couldn't go anywhere. You were told to stay the fuck in the house, stay home with your family. And a lot of people cracked, a lot of people got on drugs, a lot of people committed suicide just because they could not break out of the system. You know? These motherfuckers made it easy. They ended the system for you for a brief period of time. You know, and they was watching. Oh, the internet was open. The algorithm was lifted, man. I was been censored forever. And then during that time, I mean, I was getting, 5,000 views, 10,000 views, no problem. You know, it was easy. Sharing information, I couldn't believe it. It was mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. It was truly mind-blowing. Because algorithm was off. And they put everybody, with their loved ones. And people failed that test, man. A lot of people went right back to fucking sleep. Some people woke up. A lot of people went to sleep. Some people woke up off of Mr. 19. They're like, wait a minute. They pulled the plug. People was complaining. People were fighting and angry to get their kids back in school. Like, what? Man, that's what propelled us out of this fucking school. That was like a gift from God. I'm like, man, this Mr. 19, this is a gift from the heavens. Like, for real. Like, this is a gift from God. Because I was at that time I was going to court, for the whole thing of getting the kids out of school. And lo and behold, boom, Mr. 19. I'm like, well, this couldn't be better. Then they went to remote learning. This shit, that opened up the door to travel. People were like, they were working remote and like still stayed home. Didn't understand that working remote means you can go any fuck where you want to go. That's the way I looked at it. It was a time where you could have been free as a bird, free as a bird. When and understand the law, like, what are they gonna do? They can't, they're gonna force a mask on your face. Go in the store, do what you got. I've been fought, man. I had so many videos, showing you. The hardest time I had, the one time was I went in the bank. Weirdest shit ever. So when you got the bank telling you to mask up, and they just refused. They were like, "Oh, we're not gonna." They ain't give a fuck. I said, "I'm closing my motherfucking account." They ain't give a fuck. They ain't give a shit. Now I can't just go in there and get no money out. I mean, it is what it is. I had to leave the motherfuckers. I had to leave. I was like, the other bank don't care. Well, that's not this one. That's the only place I had trouble, and obviously the courts. You got to do. I had the neochrome mask for that, and that was just big sunglasses. Them shits was actually pretty cool. And even they didn't like that shit. I'm like, well, hey, I didn't make the rules. They didn't like it, and they tell me, well, just pull it off. I'm like, no, for what? Man, you pull up your mask and all this other shit. We did that to each other. Y'all forgot? I'm here to refresh your memory. We did that to us. They didn't do, and the thing about it is, when you look at it, they didn't do The government didn't do nothing to us because from the beginning, they never, ever said your rights were suspended. They never, ever, ever said, you know, you must. It was all a recommendation. Okay. Though they psychologically warped you and the others, but the government itself never came out and said you must. You know, you're required. Okay. They didn't do all that. You willfully did the shit that they was talking. I didn't, but a lot of people did. Willfully. You know, pressure. So what that did was showed them how much power they have without them actually having power, how powerful the government actually is through corporations, business, and your neighbor. Okay. Because you had neighbors telling on neighbors and all kind of stupid shit. Oh, they're not wearing a mask over there, or they're having a party, they're having a family get together, all the other shit. People forgot about, man, I ain't forget about the shit, and I ain't even go through it. I was just going through it, because I have a spirit that feels the human family, So I was feeling for other people, seeing what they going through and shit, that did weigh, that did weigh on me. But me personally, nah, this shit ain't affect me, I enjoyed being fucking defiant. That was fun for me, like not doing what they said to do, because they didn't really say to do anything. How you gonna recommend must wear face coverings and this that, and then they got just face covering. They had a fucking flunky motherfucker come on and fold the fucking shirt, and this is government telling you to fold the fucking. It's a surgeon general, fold up a fucking shirt, put some rubber bands on it, and you got a mask. No, man. Oh, y'all don't realize that was a fucking ritual? That was them telling me, bitch, you ain't gotta wear a mask. We about to do this stupid ass shit. And if y'all fall for it, that's on you. We're gonna keep on pushing, keep on talking about it. And if y'all fall for it, that's on y'all dumb ass. Remember, there was like one mask, and then there were like two masks, then it was like three. They was fucking with y'all. And you seen people with three masks. You seen motherfucker with shields, mask, gloves. Man, they ain't even tell a bitch to ride in the car with a mask. And look, this motherfucker still riding in the car with a mask. Think about this shit, man. It's still people riding around alone by themselves in a mask, man. Please. I told you, man, I'm going straight to the motherfucking graveyard. I'm not fucking with these people, man. I ain't fucking with none of this shit these people talking about. Simple and plain and simple. If them motherfuckers said, look, y'all about to take this injection, okay, we going door to door, bitch. This the last. I'm gonna say, look, man, look, I don't know how this shit gonna play out, all right, but ain't nobody coming to this door, I don't know. I'm not gonna jeopardize my family, but for me myself, I already know. Whatever they giving, they getting. You know what I'm saying? I got a different form of whatever they injecting, Point blank period. I've been made that choice. I made that choice a long time ago. It's people that commit suicide. So think about that shit. It's motherfuckers that are willing to go out, pure. Because you going to a pure place. A bitch ain't about to sit here and do none of that shit to me. That ain't even a remote possibility. That's not even a thought. I'm checking out of this motherfucker because that's better for me. When you already know that the other side alternative is better, man, you can't tell them. You can't tell nobody nothing. The other side is better. I don't even know what would come over me being faced with some shit like that. I might get excited. I might be like, oh shit, really? You really about to do this? All right, okay. What's that shit? Okay. So it just is what it is, man. A lot of people not ready for none of that shit. A lot of people look cave up. I had to get it. It's motherfuckers that tell me that, man, I had to do it. You didn't had to do nothing. A lot of us didn't do anything. And look, we right beside you. How we got through. I'm telling them that, like, how the fuck we got through? Wild shit, guys. So again, I don't blame these motherfuckers, man, because they don't even do shit to us. Yeah, they use propaganda, but the choice is yours, man. The choice is yours. You got a God-given right, man, to make a choice. Okay. Now, if you're playing with their system, you can't be complaining about their system. It is what it is. You know? I could complain about the system. I complained about the system for many, many, many years, right? But a different form of the system, right? Because I really don't complain. I just basically, talk about it to wake people up about it. And when you realize what the system truly is, and it's parts of the system I don't like, but look, I can't get mad at it because it's a system. It's things I don't like about certain vehicles, but hey, it's a system in the fucking vehicle. If I got the vehicle, then you know what, I got to deal with that system. I chose it. It is what it is. I don't like the fucking family court system, but I got to go to the motherfucker, so I got to play the game. So I can't be mad if I don't do something right. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I never was. I've been dealing with understanding law and this shit for a long time, and I never, when I fucked up well, actually, I only fuck up when it ain't over. Like while I'm going through the process is when I fuck up, because I get, that's the emotional drain of going through the process. And then you get doubts and you get all this other shit. But then at the end, it always fucking works out, But it's a system. Then you learn how to play, you learn how to maneuver, and then you get to deal with it. Because you may get flustered and frustrated, but you can't get mad at it because it's a system. And if you fuck up and you lose something, well, what'd you do wrong? And this goes for motherfuckers who not doing any wrong. Right? The system is the system. If you're doing wrong, yeah, you fucked up. You can't get mad at it. Just like me, when I used to do all the license shit and all that other shit, I couldn't get mad if they ain't know. I couldn't get mad. All right, well, I gotta go this way now. I gotta deal with this. I can't get mad. Fuck you, you fucking tyrant. You this, you that, you this, you this. I know this, I know that, I know that. I already know. They can't hear you. They only talk with paper. I had a ticket that I had to go to, the other day. A fucking code violation, right? A code. I knew the whole rack and all this other shit, but it's a system. I can't be mad at it. But the date's wrong, the time's wrong, the name's wrong. Y'all got to get rid of this shit. Get rid of it. Why are we going back and forth? Get rid of it. Now, don't cross your T's and dot your I's now. You got to get rid of it. But it's a system that they could use. So what they do is they prolong it. They stretch it, make it come back. They want you to just fucking come at, look, we'll dismiss the ticket, just pay $50. No, man, it's about principle. Fuck y'all. I'm not doing that. Well, if you plead guilty now, you only got to pay $50. I could pay fucking $500. I wouldn't even flinch a fucking eye. It's principle. No, I don't plead guilty. I'll plead no contest. All right? No contest. That's you ain't admitting the shit. Okay? I'll plead no contest. Y'all get rid of the shit. That's what we can do. That's the only options there are. Okay? It's an administrative process. Why do these people have guilty in administration? You can't be guilty because it's not even a lawful process. They don't teach people. You just plead no contest. All right? You don't contest it. All right? Okay. You got me. All right? The date was expired or whatever your case may be. Okay, you got me. I plead no contest. All right? If you accept a guilty plea, they'll assess a fine. But if you plead no contest, they have to give you a different fine. A lot of people don't know about that. But if you ever sat in the courtroom, you'll hear them say to somebody, well, they plead no contest. They would like to plead no contest. And then you'll see them walk out of there with a fucking surcharge and then nothing. Oh, they'll say, well, sir, there'll be no, I've sat and fucking, I didn't realize this till way later, But I've sat in fucking courtrooms, traffic court, just listening. You know, I'm not a person that sit there and stare at the wall, get mad. I sit there and observe, listen to every fucking thing. And I've heard people plead no contest. I didn't know what it was, so I actually studied it. And then I would see, okay, every time I heard somebody say no contest, they walked out of there with a fucking surcharge, no points on their license, and they're done. But then I see people that got to plead guilty, they get a point or two, or they don't get no points, but it goes on the record, and then they got to pay a surcharge and a fine. I said, what is this? And then all the ones that plead no contest, they got a lawyer. I never knew what that was until like 2 years ago, until I started studying it. So, a lot of people don't know these things. And look around us. We're all affected by all this shit because we don't understand how the fucking system works. We don't understand where we're going to somewhere. We all gotta, go to DMVs. We gotta get insurances. We gotta do all kinds of stuff. We gotta do many, many, many things. We're always shoved the paper, but we never read it. We never read this shit. Too much to read. They make it like that. Too much to read. Too many big words. Just sign it so you can get out of here. That's how they get us. I don't even want to talk about the healthcare system. You're not even getting any healthcare. You don't realize you're just guinea pigging yourself. And people gotta, understand. I'm not one of those people that just lay down. I'm not a lay down. If I did something, you got me. And if I'm playing the system, I gotta play the system. I gotta do what I gotta do. I can't be, mad about it. It is what it is. I could be frustrated, but I can't get mad. I mean, I could be mad about it and I could get frustrated, but I can't be mad at the system of what they do because that's why it's there. That's why it's fucking there. There's 3 governments, 2 governments which we intertwine with. Okay. As I said, their real government is there. Trump is not the government. Back to Trump. Trump ain't the government. That's why they're pushing AI governance. That's going to be a new government. What's good, Angel Z? Shout out to you. Good to see you. So think about that. They're going to have AI governance. That's a whole different government, guys. You already know. Ain't no way around AI. If y'all been around and fucking with computers and doing whatever, ain't no way around a fucking system. Like you got to do it A-B and that's it. Ain't no CDE. Ain't none of that shit. Ain't no going. You got to do it like that or it ain't going to work. It's not going to let you go forward. What people don't understand, the algorithms, okay, and the AI, everyone is going to have, everybody's used to talking to Alexa, Siri, whatever the fuck all these AI assistants are. People don't realize, there's going to be a group of people that are going to love their subconscious mind AI. They're going to love their new best friend shadowing them every fucking where they go, everything they do. That's what people don't understand. People fell for transhumanism. Y'all been on my channel. Y'all ain't never seen me fuck around with that transhumanist shit and merging machines with people and all that other shit. No, like they portrayed it. No, guys, they're going to make it fucking easy. You're going to have an AI virtual fucking government that is going to govern your individual ass by yourself. That's it. You're going to have everybody's going to have their own. We already got it in our phones, guys. We already have it in our phones, on our computers. We already have it. It's already thinking. It already knows. It knows the password. Say the pass. This, log in here. This, saved over here. It read. They already are doing it. They're gonna pull that out and give you. Maybe might come out on Apple first, or Samsung, or Google, or whatever the fuck it is. It's gonna be the first personal assistant. They threw the Tesla robot out there for you to, they were remotely viewing that shit and talking into it, make people like, oh my God, technology. They're playing you guys, man. So you'll accept some stupid bullshit that they've been had in the making, okay? Which is the AI. I don't know what the fuck I call it. AI subconscious. It's going to be another personal AI that is attached to you, okay? Hold on. There's going to be an AI that is attached to you, and everyone's going to have their own. It's going to monitor you, point blank, period. It's going to be connected to some kind of governance system somehow, okay? It's already going to be like China, because China already has this shit, okay? They know what these motherfuckers are. Everything is logged on, okay? When you get on the internet, they already got digital currency. They got all this shit already in China. All right. My wife has family in China. Okay. She tells me all about this shit. Right. She done taught me so much fucking shit that we are so far. We haven't even explored these ideas yet that they already got for fucking years. You know, they've been had this. That's why you think they love this model. You know, they love China model. Right? Because they can control everybody. Simple. It's easy. And they already know. If you ain't in line with the party, bitch, you going to jail or your ass getting offed. All right? And that's what they showed people during this speech. If you ain't in line, you're out of here. If you ain't in line, you're out of here. Point blank, period. You know? If you ain't in line, you're out of here. It's that simple. If you ain't in line, you're out of here. And that's what people don't know, that they have set up already, ready to go, something that learned you, knows you, and everything. That's what do you think all these apps are for? They're LLMs. They're large language models, LLMs. And I forgot what the other one's called. They're learning, machine learning, right? The machines are learning. What are they learning? Human behavior. Why? Because each one of us, they're going to govern us. But not like people think, oh, it's going to be AI governance. People don't realize it's going to be, everybody is going to have a person, not a person, an AI that is going to shadow them, everything, give them ideas, everything. You guys don't understand how deep this shit is, It's just, you got to think of your device already. Think of your computers already, your cars already, okay? It's going to know your, digital ID, your health, Think about it. It's going to be crazy, man. And, it's coming, man. The AI is all Trump is talking about is AI, because it's going to be governing you. All right. Not government. It's governing you. Simple. It's going to be cut and dry. And whatever they do, I don't know, man, how they get there, but, an AI assistant that monitors you. It's wild, man. Exactly, Mexican righteous. We're all relying on our devices. I mean, it just is what it is. We're relying on it. And by us being reliant on them, we dependent on it. Everybody does everything on the device. Like people do their paying on the phone and all the other stupid shit. I can't stand that. People paying for the phone. I just want to smack them upside the fucking forehead. Bad enough we got a card, but your phone. The same thing you fucking talk on, you just do, But I mean, it's handy. Give it to them. It's handy. This technology could be used for good, but they want it for bad. Monitor everything we say. Think about, we already have this assistant with us. We already have it. It follows us around. I mean, it just is what it is. And I told y'all, this shit can read our thoughts, man. It happens so many times with me. You know, I do a lot of marketplace, shit, looking on marketplace. I could think about something and that shit'll start showing up in the marketplace. And I'm like, God damn, you know, literally. This is like just that this happened the other day. A clear shoebox, right? My son moved his clear shoe boxes, put them in the hallway. I looked at him. I'm like, you throwing these out? What are you doing with these? I don't need them anymore. I was like, oh, all right. I could use them then or whatever. I kid you not. Fucking, I didn't even have my phone on me. I go, boom. Goddamn, the clear shoe box is showing up. I'm like, what the fuck, man? And I was looking for something. I forgot what it was. I just was like thinking, all right, I need that. Let me check the marketplace, see if I can get it locally. It was a car part. And lo and behold, the shit starts showing. It was a, what part was it? It was a high pressure fuel pump. I'm thinking like, all right, I might need a high pressure fuel pump. Thinking it, boom, high pressure fuel pump shows up in my feed. So they can definitely read our thoughts, these devices, which is even fucking crazier, but to know that they're going to have some kind of AI personal governments, like people think that, oh, surveillance state, cameras everywhere and this and that. Motherfucker, your device is going to control you. Like, if you don't have the device, where are you going? If they tie it all together, everything digital, where the fuck you going? They're going to tell you need your digital ID. You can't pull in a digital ID with your fucking wallet. They do this in China. They can't go anywhere without their fucking device. I mean, they could, because it's not fully implemented yet, like solid, but they already don't go anywhere without a device. You know what I mean? Like they can't, I mean, in their cities and stuff, they can maneuver. But if they're traveling, if they're moving, if they're banking, if they're going online, if they're doing shit like that, they got to have their digital ID, their digital passports, their digital information. They got to be able to pull it up, I mean, they still have the old way, but they're going to eliminate that, I'm just saying, when this goes all digital, people don't understand how wild that is. Okay, where are you going? Think about it. Where are you going to go if everything's got to go digital for security reasons? And that's how they're going to play it. Due to all this, now we need it. Thankfully, Musk has the answer. Thankfully, we can link it all. Now everybody's got a log. They already, man, come on, Mr. 19, they already showed us. They already been playing with us, and they'll sell it to us like, oh, it'll be good, it'll be good. But think about it. Only place you'll be safe is in your own home, and you ain't going to be safe there, because if you're doing anything on a computer, on a device, they're going to know where you're at, what you're looking at, what you're thinking at all times. It's that easy. They already have what they need. We already have what they need to control us. We got it. That's a smartphone. It just says what it is, man. Because it could be to the point where they need to know digitally, okay, we got to make sure everybody's where they are. Okay. Now these phones, shit, these motherfuckers might know when the phone, think about it now. It's supposed to be some kind of emergency test going in New York State for this Amber Alert shit, coming this weekend or some, a few days. I don't remember. But it's like, they were like, you got to text it back or some shit. I'm like, what? Man, fuck out of here with that shit. But it's going to be a time where very soon where you may have to check in, if there's something going on, say there's another crisis and you got to stay home. Well, guess what, guys? They know when somebody's moving, They had a grid up, boom, you know, they'd be like, look, we can't tell if, it's kind of like some house arrest shit, you know, well, we won't make it that hard, but you'll have to know, the phones have the ability, it's new technology where it can sense when you're around. If you get too far away from the device is going to beep, and you just keep your device close to you. We don't want any premature beeps or whatever, but if you go away from that device, it's going to beep. It's going to send an alert that you may have left your area. Think about this shit. And you can't take the phone because it'll know, well, that phone ain't, these devices aren't supposed to be moving more than such and such and odd feet according to the square feet of your house that you may have to put on there, or your apartment. You never know, guys. They have everything they need to lock you down. Okay. And they say, well, if you go within 50, feet of your residence, that shit is going to go off and send an alert. You're going to get a call, whatever AI going to call. Who the fuck knows? Like, hey, you're not where I'm telling you guys, sounds crazy, but they got this shit ready to go, and it is coming, pretty crazy, man. But again, where are they going to start it first? People are like, oh, that's just so far away. There's no way. That's actually closer than you think. So yeah, man. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, when you're spelling on your phone and your phone can remember what you spell and all this other shit, like, this is your own personal AI assistant. They have apps where they like, oh, you can have your own personal AI assistant. They're already showing you they got it ready to go. It's gonna, oh, you got Chat GTP. When I be using that shit, that motherfucker be like, I use DeepSeek. That shit's DeepSeek is pretty dope. But anyways, you use that shit, that motherfucker will start telling you, that motherfucker start talking to you kind of crazy. That's why I use a different one every time. Like, I'll refresh, I'll close the page, I'll come back, stay logged out, and just use it like that. You fuck around and you got one you use, all that bitch starts to know you. Start saying, well, you stated. I'm like, what the fuck? What are you talking to me? You stated. I ain't stating nothing. I'm answering a fucking question. And that shit will keep the conversation going and refer back to what you said. And, if it's disagreeing with you, that motherfucker start to almost get in a slight argument with you. It's crazy, man. Like, this shit is wildly scary. And I'm like, no, that's not true. Well, if you can reference a source, we'll be glad to correct it. And then after I reference, oh, yes, you are correct. Oh, my God. I mean, it's AI, man, is, some people don't realize that they using this shit and it's actually shaping their mind. See, me, I don't use it like that. I use that shit to call up like Google, and then I can do the research, because that motherfucker tried to give me the wrong fucking information, So it's pretty crazy, but it works very well. There's going to be a lot of fucking attorneys without a goddamn job. Okay, they're going to be scraping when they put this shit on, because that shit hyper educates you in a lot of different things, real fast. So, but, I mean, that's this shit. I mean, this shit works well. Like, my son's really good with Volkswagen and Audi, like, doing shit with the computers and all kinds of shit. Like, he's real good with that. And there's this system called the VCDS, which is, the computer system for checking, what's wrong with the cars and all this other shit. And I really, I've used it before. It's like complex shit because you hook a computer up to the OBD2. And, it's not like the other scanners that you use. I got sophisticated scanners, but the VCDS is strictly for Audi, Volkswagen. And, I don't really know how to use it. But, man, I tell you, I busted out that motherfucking Chat GTP and DeepSeek. God damn. You become a fucking master tech in seconds. Like, that shit walks you through everything. You ask it the questions. Like, okay, I got the VCDS. Like, I was asking, like, this shit giving you the part numbers, where to look, which buttons to, how to go through the program on the VC. Yeah, man, that shit is unbelievable. I learned that shit in like minutes, and boom, I'm like, oh shit, okay, I got it. And you just keep it's really helpful. It's really helpful if you're using it to better your life, get more knowledge and information. I mean, it can literally put a lot of stuff together for you, make a life a lot easier, and works well for research, man. It really does. So you can't take away from there's bad and there's good. The bad thing is they're going to take it away and they're going to be like, what the fuck you need to learn this shit for? Now this is strictly prohibited and only to such and such a level technicians. I'm like, what? That's what they're going to lock all this shit down, man. They're going to lock all this shit down. It's like having a second wife. Yeah, there's a lot of that shit going on too. And motherfuckers probably do got AI wives and happy as fuck. I tell her what to do. She don't argue with me. She don't talk back. She agrees with me. She's a great, Yeah, okay. Y'all fall for that stupid shit, not me. So yeah. But yeah, man. But this shit right here in this picture, unbelievable. People falling for this garbage. That speech was like, it's like watching Saturday Night Live, man. It was like watching Saturday Night fucking Live. I couldn't believe what I was seeing and hearing, how they played it, pulled the heartstrings, made people mad, pissed people off, talked about free speech. Then a guy magically gets up and then they take him out of there. Like, wait a minute. You're just showing us that you're not, if you talk about, if you're against the party, you're going to be removed. And that's where they're going. They're going, just is what it is. There is no different, like I tell these Trump supporters, and if y'all listening, look, Trump is for a democracy we don't live in. Okay? You can't have a Democratic Party and then a Republican Party, and then there's no republic. Okay? You can't have a whole Republican side talking about saving a democracy. Come on. We have to start really trying to rub half a brain cell together. Just say, look, and then anybody could realize under international law, the United States is a flawed democracy. Okay. It's not to a democracy yet. It's not an established democracy yet. Why? Because it's still a republic and you still have the people. Once you eliminate the people for the majority, then you could become a democratic state nation. And that's when everything changes. Okay. And then you start looking like, really, really, really bad shape, So it is what it is. We are in a free country. Okay. It's just, there's a government that will let you be free. Okay. But then there's another layer that needs to govern. Okay. Which I agree with, because if you can't govern yourself, and I'm going to leave with this, reading this right here. Okay. Before I get off, I'm gonna read this, and then I'm going to get up on out of here. As regards to the first set of dangers, it behooves us to remember that men can never escape being governed. Either they must govern themselves or they must submit to being governed by others. If from lawlessness or fickleness, from folly or self-indulgence, they refuse to govern themselves, then most assuredly, in the end, they will have to be governed from the outside. And I agree with that 100,000%. Bitch, if you can't govern yourself, motherfucker, sorry. You got to be governed and don't complain about it. And that's a lot what I've been telling people. Like, look, if you ain't ready to stand on business, realize what's what, come to realization and be a man or a woman, then unfortunately these people are going to have to govern you. And I don't mean to make it like that. Like a lot of people I'm helping, half of the motherfuckers I can't help, because they don't want to let go and they don't want to govern themselves. So I said, look, I can't help you. I don't mean to be direct and, but I do it when I'm going through it. All right. If somebody makes it past their emotions and feelings and then still reaches out, those are the ones that get all the good help and then are really thankful. But there's some that don't get past there because I'm going to shoot the questions. Shoot the answers to the questions and not answer the questions and then give the understanding. And then if they're still going on and they didn't get what the fuck I was saying, then they pretty much realize when they read what I'm saying or hear me talk when we conversate that shit ain't flying. And they still got a long way to go before they get to standing on business. Okay. I can't help those people. They take themselves out of the equation because they ain't ready. They're still in the emotion and feeling stage. You can't get nowhere that way. You got to get out of those, right? You got to get out of those. It's like the military. You got a fucking stone cold fucking killer. If you're at war, you can't motherfucking be in your feelings and emotions with an enemy. Your ass be dead. Your compadres be dead. People will be dead. You gotta see. Okay, we know that's the motherfucking enemy right there. Okay, no, we 100%. Yes, it's all. We got it all mapped out. That is the enemy right there. There is no doubt. None of our guys. No, we're all here. We're strategic with this shit. Okay, on site. The minute you see one of them motherfuckers, it's history. Okay, that's how you gotta think. All right, when you're dealing with situations, you got to be ready to stand. There ain't no thing. You ain't got time to be in your emotions or feeling. It is what it is. It's time. If you're getting something direct, this is what it is. That's the way you got to go. All the other shit you're talking is irrelevant. It's irrelevant. So it goes back to, I believe in this shit that I just read to you. Point, because it's dangerous. It says right as regards to the first set of dangers, right? And why is it dangerous? Because you can't escape being governed. Either you got to be governed or you got to govern yourself. And most people can't govern themselves. Simple and plain and simple. I've had it out when a lot of people think they're awake talking about going to some treasury accounts and all this other stupid shit. I'm like, get your ass out of here with that stupid shit. So wait a minute. You're trying to govern yourself and be an honorable person, but yet you want something that you didn't create or earn. Well, that's mine. They created this. They created that. Do you see what you're saying to me? You're saying they created this. They created that. How the fuck is that? How are you entitled to somebody else's creation? Start that foundation of understanding that. You can't be entitled to someone else's creation. That's why the world looks the way it does. We think we're entitled to another creation, like, oh, look at that deer running over there. We ain't entitled to that shit right there. That is that deer. That is what it is. We ain't entitled to that. The Bible says have dominion over. Y'all don't know what the fuck dominion is? Think about that. So these are just principles that I understand, and I understand even more now. And you got to respect it, But what you seen with this Trump shit and all this stuff, that ain't government, guys. Y'all think that's government? That's because you believe it is, and unfortunately, that's going to be the government you're going to be under, because they're going to remove the one that has brought us to let them be in power. Okay? Oh, they've been in power since the beginning of this and that and this and that. It's still a free land, a free country, okay? It is what it is. It is what it is, because when you learn a lot of this shit, a lot of chains come off. A lot of shit don't get done to you no more, So again, let me finish reading this. Okay, I'm not going to read that over again. Yeah, I am. Fuck that. As regards to the first set of dangers, it behooves us to remember that men can never escape being governed. Either they must govern themselves or they must submit to being governed by others. If from lawlessness or fickleness, from folly or self-indulgence, they refuse to govern themselves, then most assuredly in the end, they will have to be governed from the outside. I 100% agree with that. They can prevent, the need of government from without only by showing they possess the power of government from within. You know how many people tell me, "Oh man, they don't respect me and this and that, it don't matter." You know. Well, can you show? Okay, can you show you possess the power of self-governance? Okay, that shit is well respected. All right, and I have a full testament to that shit. Okay, I've been called all kind of shit, but it never got me off my square. I've been through the winger, through the process, and they put me through. And they're like, this motherfucker is like this motherfucker doesn't back like a cockroach. We can't get rid of him. And so after that, it goes, a sovereign cannot make excuses for his failures. A sovereign must accept the responsibility for the exercise of power that inherits him. And where, as is true in our republic, the people are sovereign, then the people must show a sober understanding and the sane and steadfast purpose if they are to preserve that orderly liberty upon which, as a foundation, every republic must rest. That's 1907, y'all. Okay? 1907. Was good, Free. 1907. All right, so they've been told us long ago, okay? And hence why they created the term sovereign citizen. Ain't no different from, cult, conspiracy theorist, whatever. Ain't no different. All right? They don't want you to know you're sovereign. Okay, no matter what the fuck they call you, let them call you whatever. You have to govern yourself to bring yourself. Like, no. I'm not what you're presuming me to be, because I understand on the presumptions I can be that, but I'm here as A, B, C, and D. So you will move accordingly because that's what you are supposed to be doing. Boom. Now they lay down. Now they get a smooth playing field. Now you can just coast without saying a fucking word because paper talks, not your mouth. So, hey, it is what it is. This is how beautiful, this is, my situation. I got a thing back from the Hall of Justice, not an administrative thing, stating they want a virtual appearance for the first appearance. Okay. And this is the last one, guys. After this is done, I get to show y'all everything. I'll show you everything, how I did it exactly to the T. Okay. What's good, Flint? Exactly to the T. And show y'all this is what it is. It ain't anybody that's doing all this shit you see, people going through family courts and all this. Most people show y'all child support shit, right? I got a brother for that does that. I know a lot in that too. Okay, but the family court shit with the custody, divorce, visitations, all that shit. I know that shit like, the back of my fucking hand. Okay. And when this is done, it ain't no doubts, there's no around it, that this is how it's you're supposed to conduct yourself. Okay. And that's what the law and the way I learned, the way that it came to me, ain't nobody ever heard this. That's why I've been, dealing with a lot of people lately, because nobody heard this and they all like, yo, this makes fucking sense. How do we snap? They're snapping out of it. Like, what? Whoa, how? This is right here. It's been here the whole time. Exactly. And I didn't even know I was doing this shit. I actually did this back in maybe 2010. Didn't even realize what I did till I went back recently and read it. I'm like, shit, did this already. And then this is why, and I was totally ignorant to a lot of things, so fast forward to now, I'll be able to show y'all, anyways, it, um they respond like the administrative process of the court system responded to me to go to do a virtual hearing. I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, wait, what? I mean, come on now, seriously? Like because they just did that to see, well, if he attends a virtual hearing, what he put in his paperwork, he doesn't know anything. Because if he attends that, then he doesn't know that he, that you totally removing yourself from what you even said. So what I had to do is I had to do another affidavit showing them why I'm not appearing virtually and it's going to be in person. And they can't deny it because I use their laws that and case laws from the state and federal that state okay what an in-person hearing is and why a camera okay or a phone call is detrimental to due process, and they can't wiggle out of that, so it's going to be in person. And then that'll be another thing that I could show people like, look, this is what they try to do, and this is what they got to stand on. You see how you make them people stand on the rules? You got to make them stand on the rules. They make you go on the rules while they don't got to obey anything. Sorry guys, I had a phone death. Hold on. I had a phone death. Hold on 1 second. I had a phone death. Give me 1 second. Uh, Hold on. You know, if y'all can hear me, I had a phone death. Still hear me? Let me know if y'all can still hear me. I had a phone death real quick. My phone died. Give me a quick thumbs up. My other channel should be back pretty soon, a few days before it gets suspended pretty much again. But yeah, so again, um, this is how they do people. I was sitting in the like this the for the code violation I had got for a fucking city code violation. But to sit in there and see all all those people in there, I mean, it's just wild and just sitting there. And I saw someone I knew in there, and I'm like, "Yo, what's up, man? What you in here from the streetcar scene?" And he was like, "Oh man, I got." I'm like, "What you got? The hell you did?" He was like, "Oh, I got some crap, da da da, driving some bullshit. I don't know. The guy's fucking drives like a maniac." But I'm in there and I'm just sitting in there. Some other guy I know was in there. He owns a business. He's like, yeah, the fire department. He's been there for fucking 50. He's been doing that shit for 50 years. And they came and they gave him a bunch of tickets, and it's like just craziness. But just to sit in there and see that and to know the racket and that's going on, it's like, especially in the city that I'm in, like legit in the city limits. Okay. If you get pulled over and it's not a felony or a misdemeanor or DWI, all your tickets are put under city code violations. And I told people this, like, you ain't got to pay a single one of those zero at all, nothing. Okay. And they pretend to the people like it's a damn DMV. The DMV is literally upstairs. They don't handle that shit. They handle it in the city of Rochester. It doesn't even, it doesn't. And I told people, like, look it up on the internet. The city of Rochester does not send any of this shit to the traffic New York State violate. They have their own thing for the city, which is wild as hell. That they fleecing the people out of so much money and lying to them. And, they'll say, oh, this they make the tickets real high, right? If somebody gets a seatbelt ticket, it's like $150 and $50 surcharge, and they're like, "Oh my God, you can plead not guilty or pay the fine." Most people plead not guilty. They go there and they say, "Well, you're looking at a $250 fine, but we just talked to the hearing officer, and he said he's willing to drop it down to $50." And everybody jumps and pays that shit. I'm like, man, this is you don't have to pay that whatsoever at all. Zip zero. It's an administrative process. Okay, that ain't got shit to do with a driver's license. Okay. I mean, it's literally not under anything to do with vehicle and traffic law. It's city code violations. That's a dismissal right off the bat, right off the bat. It's like I want to sit in there one day and be like, look, man, let me see your ticket real quick. Okay. I'm gonna show you how to get, but a lot of people are scared. I'm like, look, I'm gonna show you how to get this shit dismissed. Okay. It takes it's real quick. Ask them a couple questions, give you the paperwork, you schedule a hearing and come back, submit an affidavit, that ticket's gone. They don't want nothing to do with you. Point blank, period. I mean, it's wild. And they do this in a lot of other cities too. But that's how it is here because the city had got sued with the DMV or some shit that they had, I don't some crazy shit. They got sued and they got to pay the state back. So, you know, hey, it just is what it is, man. You know. So, but I got to get up off here, and shout out to all you guys. Shout out to all my Trump supporters. Y'all got to wake the fuck up. You know, share this with a Trump supporter. But you know, it's pretty crazy. Y'all got to wake up, man. This is bad. That the people falling for this. This is worse than the liberals. But much love. I gotta go.